This program contains crazy material, including offensive language. Listening discretion is advised.
Welcome to another episode of AVO's Padded Room with your hosts, Big Jim and Brad Storm.
Our guest this week on a VO's Padded Room is a U.S. Army vet and voiceover artist whose survival job is a surgical tech in the operating room. He's from Los Angeles, California, and has voiced several characters in audio dramas, video games, and commercials. It's time to get strapped in the padded room, straight from his closet in Sherman Oaks. Dave Moxley, you are locked in and mic'd up. All right.
Oh, it's going great. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. We've taken a couple of weeks off for the holidays. And, you know, hey, it's the new year. New beginnings, 2021 in full effect. And we're kicking it off with you.
Right. We'll see how that 2021 goes. We'll probably get to 13/1/2020 since this goddamn year will never end. I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah, tell me about it. Like, what kind of struggles have you been through this year?
Well, I tell you what, mostly it's been, just trying not to get the damn thing. But the other one has just been parenting in general during, this COVID deal. I mean, the kids haven't been to actual school since, March? Yeah,
March,
and
pretty much.
Just, especially out here with the population being as it is, and nobody gives a shit. So, I mean, it's kind of like, they'll be like, oh, you're wearing a mask? I'm like, yeah, dumbass, why aren't you?
Right,
Dumbass, yeah, hell yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because the kids aren't used to it. We're not used to it. Thankfully, my girlfriend works from home.
Okay.
So, she does what she does. And, I can work from home doing what I do. I can't bring the operating room to my living room. So, I mean, that would it would be fun for me because then I wouldn't have to leave the house. I could operate in my PJs, which I pretty much do anyway. So.
Freaking morbid, bro.
Welcome.
Yeah. Too bad you can't use an Xbox controller and just do it from home, like on Zoom or something.
Well, I'll tell you what, some of the robot docs that do surgery from the States overseas, they just, they dock up to a little controller and they actually do that. I mean, I said do, but they do that. So, and the amazing thing, but anyway, that's we're not here to talk about that. But with the kids,
not yet anyway.
Right, exactly. With the kids, their schedule is just so screwed up. I mean, my boys, thankfully, I have a 24-year-old and a 21-year-old. One just graduated grad school for occupational therapy. The youngest one's getting ready to graduate for wilderness conservation and ecology. He knows a lot more crap than I ever will. But they're fine. They've got it handled. But as far as the younger ones, the girlfriend's kids, they're 12 and 10. They're missing their friends. They're missing, the camaraderie, the routine that they would have, because let's face it, the routine that they have at home is nothing like they have at school.
Oh yeah.
Because they're just going ape shit. I mean, they are just losing their minds and they're just not listening, which if it was legal to kill them, I would have already done it. But
Or do you get this, Dave? It's like, hey, Dad, I don't know, how old are they?
12 and 10.
Okay, well, mine's 6. So it's hey, Dad, are you going to play with me today?
Right.
You want to play with me with dolls? And I'm like, I did that yesterday.
Right.
I got to actually go to work, So, yeah, it's been a struggle. My daughter, she's, started crying out of nowhere. She's like, I got nobody to play with. And it gets, it really hits you right in the heart. But...
Right, and let's face it, by the end of the day, when you're doing what you've already done, because you've gotten up at whatever time that you did, because I get up at 5:30 in the morning and go to work.
I was up then.
And then I get home about 5 o'clock at night. I'm spent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the little guy, he's like, hey, do you want to go outside and run and then go play catch or something, or play Legos or whatever? And then the girl's like, hey, I want to play American Girl doll. I'm like, oh. I'm like, and I just look at my girlfriend and she's like, yeah, I've been doing this shit all day, so it's your turn.
Tag.
Yeah, I've got a 7-year-old, 9-year-old, and a almost 3-year-old. So the wife takes care of them all day while I'm up here, in a padded room. But and I know because they're in school, she's a teacher now and all that stuff because, the new way of life. And
sure.
I know by the time she gets up to the room, to bed, I'm like, hey, baby. She's like, away from me.
Right.
I'm like, all right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Like, you did this to me. You're gonna die. You're just like, sound like an old Pantera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo.
I'm the demon seed. Anyway, Dave, let's take you back. Let's take it back a little bit. We'll talk about some family matters after our game show time. But all right, let's take it back and go from the beginning. Growing up, I mean, how did you get involved in voiceover? What gave you the idea to say, hey, this is what I want to do?
Well, the reason I got into voiceover, which is quite accidental and quite sad in a way, growing up in Maryland, you get up in the morning. I lived on a farm at the time, so whoever got to the TV first on a Saturday morning, that was your shot. So it was 6 a.m. Woody Woodpecker, and then all the cartoons after that. I'm that old.
We're the same age. We're all the same.
I'm close.
Yeah, I'm
close to you, man.
I would start to mimic the voices, and then it was funny because I was pretty much a shy kid growing up. I didn't have too many friends. I wasn't the guy that was in the corner planning his sociopathic murder rampage. When he gets older, like I'm marking people off the list. Okay, you're gonna die.
You weren't Brad.
That wasn't me.
Wasn't that on Happy Gilmore? Wasn't that the guy had the list?
Oh yeah.
That was Billy Madison. Billy Madison. Yeah.
That's right.
So. I started doing voices when I was a kid, and then, we had these family members that would come in and out of our lives. Well, the family members wouldn't come in and out of our lives. They were in our lives, but, friends of the family that would come in and out of our lives. And, there's this one particular incident where I remember quite well, actually. It was...
Johnny will touch me.
Right. Well, shit, if we're going that way, I'm just going to go balls to the wall.
You know what? Last time was when I entered that van back in the 80s for 3 weeks. Jesus. Those were the times, huh?
Amazing. No, my mother had this friend. His name was Steven. And he was an interior decorator. He comes in and he says, Pat, you know what? These curtains just don't match this couch. And I'm like, this is like, you got to realize this is 1980. So the transition from shag to plush carpet, going from the orange to the maybe a little mix of brown and sand looking color. So it was kind of like, right? It's funny because we've all been there.
Because we had it.
Wallpaper.
And the linoleum in the kitchen. And the mysterious stain on the cabinets. It was like, what the f- is that?
Come on, Dad, anyway, you missed.
Right. So one day I accidentally, on purpose, because I didn't really like him so much, I was like, Steven, can I ask you a question? He's like, David, are you making fun of me? I said, I don't think so. But, and mind you, I was like 12 or 13 at the time. So I was just like, he pretty much gave me that, okay, kid, you're an asshole look, But he said, but that might not be that bad. So,
get excited when he talks about assholes. Oh, you just said asshole.
As far as I can open my eyes, because my eyes aren't that wide, so I mean I can't do it now. So and
hey now,
old as shit. So. But it kind of transitioned from there, and I had a really good ear for dialect and tonality and everything, and I was a trumpet player, and from fourth grade on through high school, and I still. Oh man, I said almost play with it every now and then, but I still kind of play. So I have a wonderful embouchure, by the way.
Dave.
Only in the padded room, folks, will you find this.
Hey, Dave, man, I'm glad I met you, bud. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. I like you, bud.
That's all I got to say about that, guys. It's so funny.
I just peed a little.
Did you pedal a little? No, just kidding. I do that to my girlfriend every once in a while because she's had 2 kids and she hates me because I'll make her laugh out loud. She's like, God damn it! And she'll run to the bathroom. Like, love you, babe.
Oh, here's some Depends.
Right? It depends on the situation. Anyway.
We got a gusher.
What a comeback show. I love this.
Horrible. Oh.
No, but it's kind of funny because, I grew up around similar like-minded people because my mom was funny as hell. My dad was funny on occasion. God love him. He was a serious guy. He was a truck driver and a farmer. And, he wasn't prior military, but his whole family was because, that was a separate incident that he didn't get it. But anyway, we'll save that for later if you guys invite me back. I got stories about the
Uncle Steve. Anyway, that was an old story.
Stephen was great. I think he probably might be dead now because he was pretty old back then. But
R.I.P.
Sorry, Steve. Rest in peace.
No, but it was a good time. You know, I had a blast growing up. My whole family was incredibly funny. My brother was a DJ when I was growing up, and then I kind of followed in his footsteps in high school. You know, I was 16 years old, rolling around in my 4-door Chevette, and I think it was the 1982 or 83 or something like that. We called it the Green Lantern because it was like really nice pea soup green with a gold stripe down the middle on the doors.
Nice. And
I tell you what, it was the perfect chick magnet. I'm kidding. It was not. It was horrible. Nobody even wanted to look at me. You know, like they might as well just put BCGs on me and kick me out in the field. You know,
8-track or tape player?
Oh hell, Alpine tape player, buddy.
Heck
and
yeah.
with my 8 speakers across the back that I had snagged from every boom box that I had ever had, and then put like a little 6-band EQ in there.
Yeah, nice.
Just blasting Pantera, GNR, Sepultura.
Yes.
Let me see, Testament, and because that was my
God,
big
I love
metal
Testament.
days.
I love Testament.
Right?
Yeah.
Souls of Black, right?
Yep. Cowboys from Hell, Pantera.
Oh, yeah. How about Gwar and Deicide?
Yeah, Gwar.
Slayer.
I was 17, graduated high school, and I was just like, the world is mine. I was just like, all right, cool. So I said, well, I guess I'll go in the military because that's what my brother did. You know, he being my role model, you know, he dropped out of college too. So, hey, why not little brother do it? And then I went into the military, and because I think he was already out at the time. But I went in 92. Like I said, did my basic at Fort Leonard Wood and where's it? Somewhere in Missouri, southern Missouri.
Okay.
I don't even know what town it was. That's pretty bad. And then I did my AIT, which is my job training for orthopedic technician in San Antonio, Fort Sam. And then from there, I went to Fort Gordon, Georgia, and did my OJT, which is on-the-job training, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. Like Chris, I know you are.
Fort Benning, Fort.
And then,
yep.
Yeah, that area. And it was actually on the coast in Augusta, which wasn't too far away from, what was that, Savannah?
Yep.
Fort, what was the name of that fort down there? Anyway, but I had a girlfriend up there because she would travel down every once in a while. And then plus, you know, and I got the advice from my friends and stuff, you know, never date a chick that hangs around post. They're all nuts and they're all looking for their dependent. Right?
That's how it was in the fire department as well.
And yeah, I learned that lesson all too well. I had this one girl.
I need somebody to help me do the cha-ching. That's what they want.
Right, exactly. You know, and she was a cute girl and just a little off, you know, just like, you know, maybe needed some tuning.
That could be fun.
I'm doing that. Anyway.
I know, right? If only y'all could see.
Right. And then it was just kind of like, okay, she's absolutely nuts, you know, and I realized that the first night, but what she had done that I didn't realize was followed me back to the barracks, didn't come in, and didn't let me see her follow me. And then the next day came banging on my door. She's like, I thought you loved me. I was like, how drunk was I? You know? I was okay.
I love you.
Right. So luckily I was only there for 6 weeks of training. And then
I'm out of here.
I got Christmas leave and then they stationed me at Bragg, which I was like, okay, you know, but you know.
And then she popped up there.
And no, thank God.
Buddy, I'm home.
Right.
It's like she miswatched the the Officer and a Gentleman too much, or
right. I got no place to go. Yeah, you do. Home to mommy. Anyway.
And so like so you watched Hanna-Barbera and all that good stuff growing up, and then you know you go through high school.
I got off a little off track.
Yeah, you're in the military. And what happens? I mean, how do you get involved being behind a mic?
Well, you know, that was interesting how that happened as well, because I was up in Alaska for 2 years, up in Fort Greely, and a buddy of mine that had come into the TMC, or the Troop Medical Clinic, to where I was working every once in a while, and I knew him from around post, and I would see him at the club, because like the post was literally like that big.
Oh.
You know,
the NCO club was bigger.
Right, exactly. But so I got to meet him. His name was Dan. I never really knew his last name because we just didn't give a shit.
The man.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, Mox, you know, you've got a pretty decent voice. Do you want to come in and talk, you know, one morning on the show? Because, you know, I'm running out of content.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of, he's like, you're kind of a character. You know, you look like you like to have fun. You talk to people. It doesn't matter who they are or where they are or how they are. He says, I want you to come in and do the show with me this morning. So I was like, all right, no problem, I'll do it. And then I asked my NCO, of course, those two jobs ran simultaneously. Like I say, hey, I'm going to go on the radio show this morning with Dan. And he's like, why? I was like, because it's fun. And he's like, Moxley, get the fuck out of here. And, he just let me go. I was like, all right, cool.
That's sweet.
So I did the show. And then I actually got a call from AFN, Armed Forces Network.
Oh, cool.
And said, hey, what's your MOS? And they were like, and I told them, I was like, well, I'm a medic. And they're like, why? I'm just like, because I like helping people, that was my job. That's what I was still learning it at that point, because I'd only been doing it like maybe 5 years.
Because you're dumbass ASFAB, I couldn't qualify for anything.
Right. Well, no, actually, the funny part about that is when I took the ASFAB, is that I actually qualified for intelligence analyst. Right. Anyway,
wow, right on.
And I was like, then I started looking at the job, because I changed it while I was in basic, but I started looking at the job. I was like, do I really want to be a paper shredder in the basement of the Pentagon when I get out? I don't think so.
Get back in the basement.
Right. Get in your hole.
What hole?
I was like, but anyway, they were just like saying, would you want to do this? And I was like clicks away from getting out. And I was like, because I would have to reclass, I would have to go to school again, and then do all this. Yeah. I was like, and by that time, my oldest boy at the time, well, my only child at the time, was 2 years old, and he was like, he didn't know who I was, because I would spend 2 days back in the rear, as they call it, and then 4 days out in the field. And so those 4 days out in the field, I missed his first talking, I missed walking, all the other stuff. And I was like, I think I'm good, I was like, it was just, it was time to go.
Yeah.
Right. And then after I got out and moved to Missouri, which was one of my bigger mistakes.
What put you over there?
My ex, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's where she was from. And then that went against another piece of advice I always heard: never marry a chick in the military. So, right. Yeah, I lost big on that one. I lost my house. I lost my retirement. I owed her several $1,000s and whatever she wanted. And then I had to pay her attorney fees. So I was like, that's amazing. I'm so glad that I worked my butt off for so long, put her through school, put both of my boys through school for her to have a boyfriend for the third time.
Yeah. That's my motto now after my divorce from the military, because of the military. It was
right.
Or because of PTSD. It's all me, I guess, but it's cheaper
if I didn't have it before, I certainly have it now.
Yeah, it's cheaper to keep her.
You probably had to roll around in a wheelchair after that one, huh? After being B-rammed.
Oh my God. Oh God, yeah, absolutely. Geez. I don't think my glutes relaxed for a good 6 to 7 months. It's just still clenching. I was like,
I want to kill her. I can't.
Well, my motto is now: if I would have killed her when I wanted to, I would have been out by now. So
yeah, I would.
What's that song? Was it a Guns N' Roses song? I used to love her, but I had to kill her.
Exactly.
Yeah, beautiful
and
song.
Now she's buried in my backyard.
6 feet under.
Absolutely.
And so, okay, you go to Missouri, and things don't work out there. So what happens after that?
Well, after a blissful 20 years spent in Missouri, I reconnected with an old friend of mine.
From the barracks.
No. This is going way back.
I've been waiting for that one.
Yes, his name was Albert, and he was so sweet.
No, I know. Well, I don't want to know what happened. Don't ask, don't tell. But I was talking about that chick from the barracks from before.
No. Yeah, no.
Tell me about
Amy,
Albert.
God rest her. I have no idea where she is. But anyway, she
Dave.
Right. Oh, God.
She's with a first sergeant somewhere.
Right. Hold it. Oh, God.
To the rear.
Hit here.
This may sting a little. No, but after 20 years of being in Missouri and me getting tired of getting cheated on, that was about it. And then I moved out to LA with a friend of mine from high school, or from middle school, sorry.
We know what that sound means. It's time for the best game show in town, a VO's Padded Improv. Today, Dave, we're, keeping with themes, because we've got a Dodge Ram commercial script for you. We'd like you to read it as a Valley Girl with the Jimmy Fallon Ews. So when you're ready, Dave, the mic is yours.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. A collection of treasures lies between these bumpers. L. Legendary engines. L. Industry Gold Awards out the tailpipe. L. And world-class warranties to back it all up. Sounds like you just hit the jackpot. No, and L. Dodge Rim, OMG, and double L.
All right. Yeah.
Sounds like you hit the jackpot. Oh, no, and ew. Getting back to the show, ew. You said something about L.A.
Yeah, what brought you out to L.A.?
Interesting story. So when I was in Kansas City, in my absolute most miserable state, I was allowed to get on Facebook now because I didn't have my ex telling me that I couldn't. She was that controlling. The fuck are you laughing at?
I'm joking on it.
Because the ex told me. The way you're like, because the ex told me I couldn't. The ex didn't tell. Oh, I got coffee all over my fucking speakers and shit. Damn it.
I wish I could make this shit up. It's absolutely 100% sadly true. No, but anyway, I got in contact with an old friend of mine. We were best friends in middle school. And then one day after school, we're just down in the basement listening to music and everything. And this is when my dad got a brand new Magnavox CD player, right? Yeah. And I had the 3 coolest CDs around. I had Madonna's True Blue. I had Blue Oyster Cult with Godzilla on it. And then I had...
Cyndi Lauper.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was 3 CDs. Yeah,
you're out there going,
girls, she was alive then. But,
Britney Spears.
Weird Al Yankovic. Weird Al Yankovic.
This was back in the day. Cyndi Lauper, hell yeah.
And I'm willing to accommodate, ladies, so yes. Right. And, so Jen had given me this look that I'd never seen on her face before. And she kind of like tilted her head and leaned in, and I froze like crazy, right? I was like, oh, I didn't know what to do. I figured she wanted to kiss me, but then I didn't. And then so she got humiliated, took off up the stairs, ran to her house, which was a block away. And then we never spoke the entire time all through high school, because this happened in 8th grade. So we didn't talk all through high school. She had went to college like a good girl. I went to college and then the military, like because I had to. And then circa 30 years later, coming back around, she was getting a divorce at the same time that I was getting divorced. So met up, on a trip out here one day, because she had business out here and she was living out east at the same time. And so I came out and visited her, and then, had a
bada boom, bada bang.
Soiree, if you will, or foray, or tryst, if you will, if you want to use a good word. And
oh, Dave, it got bigger.
So exactly. So
that's why I ran.
I moved out here shortly after that, and nice. She did as well.
That's cool.
And then we got together, and then we've been out here together for about 2.5 years now. So it's been kind of great. It's been, yep.
Awesome.
And
that's awesome, bro. That's cool.
Go ahead. No, I found a job out here working in the OR because that's what I'm doing for, like you said, for my survival gig. But I'm doing voiceover on the side for now. But I do want it to be my sole source of income, so I don't have to go anywhere. I love being in my padded room, so it's great. But it's been so fun, and just been hanging out and having just a blast. And meeting you guys was just purely by accident, because I saw one of your videos on YouTube. And I was like, holy shit, who are these guys?
That's what we say every day.
Right. And then just by chance, I messaged you, Brad, and I was just like, that sounded like so much fun. Is there any way I can get on there? And, my theory is if you don't ask, you can't get a yes.
And my theory is if you reach out to us and want to be on the show, you're coming on first. So, before anybody else. So, I mean, hey, that was cool to me, somebody reaching out and wanting to be on this show. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, it's just, I just hope I had the chops to do it and just to have fun and just to be able to, entertain you guys and just,
we're not done yet.
I've got so many stories. It's just been.
Hey, why don't we talk about this too, real quick? You say your specialty is in audio dramas, video games, and commercials. What have you been doing the most of?
Well, audio dramas, to be honest with you. I was just Santa Claus on. Can I say his podcast or no?
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Okay. No, it's for JLJ Media. You can find it on Spotify, Amazon, and all the other audio platforms. But I was Santa Claus. That bullshit. But it's funny because these stories started out kind of benign, but then they got a little bit perverted, and I was like,
"Oh no,
yes, this is mine."
That's me. That's
yes.
Me. So let me ask you a question though. How is that an audio drama? I mean, I think of Santa Claus as this nice guy.
Right. Well, it's the conflicting story between Santa Claus and his son CJ, and CJ was tired of being not in the spotlight like his father was and being ignored while his father tended to all the children of the world. It's an audio drama.
Oh,
that's true. That's true.
What is it? Krampus?
Yeah, right. Krampus.
Krampus. It's auf
I'll
Deutsch.
give you a ho, Dad.
That's a very good German accent. I love it.
Jawohl. Ich spreche Deutsch nach, ne? Ich habe gewohnt auf Deutschland für 6 Jahre oder auch.
God damn, dude. That's pretty good.
That was actually my first language I ever learned.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I learned how to get slapped in German. That was pretty fun. I went to visit my brother over in Stuttgart, and I was out there as one of the bars talking to a Fräulein, and I said, "Kommen Sie hier bitte mit der Hosen in der Hand." She's like, "Who told you to say that?"
Yeah.
I was like,
"It's in my book."
Oh, this is no good.
And then later on, she came over and said, "So, would you like my number?" I was like, hell yeah. I walked back over to the table. My brother's like, "Word didn't it?" I'm like, "You asshole."
Can you slap me again? I like it.
Yeah, right.
Slap me and call me Papa.
Slap hello.
So we're in 2021 now. Hey, it's a great time, right? What's the future hold for you, Dave?
Well, like I said, I just got done doing my commercial demo not too long ago, actually yesterday. So hopefully that yields some good jobs for me.
Yeah, cool.
Went really well, and I've got some contacts out here that I use on a regular basis. Some studios that I work with normally, and I love having them line work up for me because they'll call me up. It's like, "Hey, Dave, can you come do this spot real quick?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure."
Don't twist my arm.
I'll give them right exactly. I'll give them my ABC, and they'll be like, "All right, yeah, I like that middle one, but can we take the beginning of the middle one and then put it with the last part of the first one?" And all the audio engineering stuff that I am not great at yet, but I'm getting better. But it went really well yesterday, and hopefully, like I said, it'll yield some stuff. And I did a promo promo class with Disney promo.
Oh, nice.
People from CBS and Disney. And that was a lot of fun, and just like I said, by chance, like even how I got on with you guys is I like to network as much as I can, or as much as I think I can.
You got to,
because I go into everything. I'm just like, hey, this is me. I try not to come off as an asshole or overbearing or egotistical.
Know it all.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, right.
See, I didn't know you were going to say that. So that was perfect.
Tell me how you really feel there, Brad.
I know everything.
I love it.
Right, because I am in my infancy and all this, and I know nothing, and I know nothing, and it keeps me humble. And just ask me, I'll tell you.
I'm just a baby.
But, it's just one of those situations where if you go in being a sponge, that's when you're going to collect most water.
You got
to.
What
I mean?
So I think we were taught that in the you guys were taught that in the military. I was taught that in the fire department. It was always good to shut your mouth and listen. Even when I was in ring announcing for pro wrestling, they always taught you just to listen, because you get into so much damn trouble when you keep opening your damn mouth.
You won't. It's like when you're holding a live grenade. Did you hear him correctly, or are you going to pull the pin and drop the damn thing?
Right.
And don't look when it goes over the wall, or you will get eyes drawn on your helmet. Did you have that, Big Jim?
Yeah. No, I didn't personally, but I saw.
You saw it.
No. Yeah, they tackled the shit out of those kids. Well, we were all kids back then, but man.
Yep. That's the whole thing. You can't learn anything unless if you're not.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got.
Yeah, I did a lot of exercises. Not listening.
Right.
Drop. A lot of corrective.
Okay.
Yeah. Drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of corrective action.
Absolutely.
So
but I'm sorry, Brad. I cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I like to give the platform to you guys, and when you guys can you can talk, so that's really good for a Gemini who don't have to do anything. So that's great. But our topic of the day was trying to balance your family life with your voiceover career. Give some advice to all the listeners out there on how to do that, because I only have one kid, and it's still difficult at times. And Jim's got 3, so it's tough.
Yeah. Well, Jim would be able to back me up on this, and Brad, you soon will be, because when they get older, they get a little bit more insistent and say, you know what, you don't know anything. So my real advice would be tranquilizers.
NyQuil.
Right.
And you know what works? You know what works with kids, just like dating? It was chloroform. Yeah. That's how that's the real trick, gentlemen. If y'all are listening out here, that's the way you get the ladies.
You got to be real quiet sneaking up on them, because those little bastards can hear everything. Their ears are way better than ours. So, I mean.
For crying out loud.
I know. My wife's down there like, chloroform, huh, motherfucker?
No, but I would say, the real answer is just to, family always comes first,
Yeah.
Because work will always be there. Your kids will not.
No.
And I learned that with my oldest boys at first. And I was not there a lot. And that was, just me trying to make a living for my family and support them. But I never took the time, because I was younger, I was impatient. There's always other stuff that I wanted to do. I didn't realize the importance of it. But, excuse me. And I think the key thing is it's always keep enough in your tank for your family. You can burn the rest of it out all day at work or on other people, but make sure you at least have like a half a tank left when you get home, because that's your real job.
Yeah.
You just can't say, oh, well, I'm a voiceover artist, or I work in the operating room, or whatever I do. No, I'm a dad.
Right.
First, and I think a lot of guys, especially like just right up until the time they turn 40, they haven't really grown up yet. They don't realize
That's true.
that. And by some people, like for myself, it was too late by then, because by the time I was 40, my kids were already out of the house. And it's like that song, Cats in the Cradle.
Cats in the Cradle. I was just
Cats
thinking
in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon.
It's like when I really looked at that song and examined it after I turned 40, my kids left the house, I bawled like a baby, because I actually understood what that meant. I was like, okay. It's just really,
here's a virtual tissue,
and I wonder what my dad thought, but he, I can't ask him about that now, because he died 10 years ago of pancreatic cancer. But, but he would always try to tell me growing up, he says, hey, Dave, it's not an easy job, but it's the best job you'll ever be tired of.
Amen to that.
Yeah. And I'm fortunate now.
Man.
Yeah, I'm fortunate because of the divorce. My first 2 kids, my boys are 19 and 15, I think. So I got a new I'm in my mid 40s, and I have the new a 3-year-old, almost 3, and a 7 and a 9-year-old now. So wow. I'm getting a chance to do it all over again, with the knowledge that
that's amazing.
I'm only doing it once, so I hope I do it right. God bless America. I don't want my daughter to be anything like I was.
Yeah, I've got the do-it-yourself vasectomy kit in the other room I'm fixing to use.
Yep. That is so true. Like, that's the thing I've been blessed with having boys on my end, because, I only had one wiener to worry about. When you have a girl, you've got all of them.
Let's not do that, because my little girl. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. My friend has a 12-year-old who I love like my own, a 12-year-old girl. And, I was like, and I honestly thought to myself the other day, because she's getting to be 12, she's starting to talk about boys and all this other stuff. I was like, I will absolutely kill anybody who does anything to this young lady. And I would do the same thing for the boy too. And I'm just thinking, oh my God.
Yeah, because prior service, we're armed.
Right.
Especially being a Texan.
Armed and dangerous.
Being a Texan with prior military, we're
there you go.
We're definitely armed.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show, man. Our time goes by fast here, but we'll definitely have you on again. Do you want to promote anything you got going on, your website, social media? Go for it.
Well, actually, you can find me on Instagram at Moxley Dave. It's MoxleyDave. It's kind of boring right now, but, because we haven't been able to do anything because of COVID. But, and my website, Dave Moxley Voiceover.com. That's in the works, but I should have some stuff posted on it fairly soon. Hopefully I'll have all my stuff up there. And then, I'm on Facebook as well, Dave Moxley. You can look me up. You can friend me. Just if you have any questions or whatever. If I can help you with anything, let me know. If I need help, I'll let you know. So, it's just you're right.
Yeah, right on.
And it's just been a blast, absolute blast being on here. You guys are top notch, and I love it. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. And, definitely we'll have hopefully all of our guests that we've had on the show on again sometime here down the road. I mean, that's always a possibility. And you're such an entertaining guy, and you made me laugh the whole time. I mean, if I need a good laugh, I always just come on this show because it's just a great time, man.
Absolutely.
I love hanging out with Jim too, man. He's my brother.
Oh yeah,
he's a good bro.
Yeah.
So, hey Jim, you want to make a shout out to anything you got going on?
My website, you can find me at bigjimmedia.com. On Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, at Big Jim Media. And remember.
Well, hold on, me.
Oh, and Brad. And remember, let's get to Brad next.
All right, we will do that.
And there's this other guy, too.
You guys can check me out on my website, bradstormvo.com, bradstormvo on Instagram and Twitter, Bradstorm Voiceover on Facebook, and Bradstorm Lanou LinkedIn, and Bradstorm on YouTube. And don't forget to check out A VO's Padded Room on Spotify, Stitcher, and all other
podcast sites.
And check it out on YouTube as well, under A VO's Padded Room podcast.
Excellent. And dude, every single fucking time. And remember, when times get tough and shit gets real, you gotta
punch every day in the face. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.